Right, good morning. It's 8:30 on Saturday morning. I've been on Todber Manor since yesterday afternoon. Down on Little Hayes Lake, I've basically been pinging magger liners and zigs around all night, and not a great deal's happened. Had a few liners. That's it. Jace managed a 14-pounder down to my left in the corner last night. That's it. I saw a couple of fish come out this swim on dusk, so as soon as the guy moved out, I've moved in. But yeah, I'm not really feeling it. Now the lake's getting really busy. I think we've gone from having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty pegs to no empty pegs. Oh, sorry, 1 empty peg in the space of 10 minutes. So yeah, I don't like it when it's like this, so I'm going to be packing up soon. Oh God, you're stinking. Right, good evening. It's Friday night. Join me back down on the club lake for an overnight session. I've just had this honking thing. 4.5 pound slab. There you go. Lovely. Right, good morning. It's Saturday morning. Last night, as you saw, I had a bream. I got down here quite late, about 3 o'clock, which was later than I'd planned. That saw me walking around the little lake quite a bit looking for fish. Didn't see anything. So I've ended up setting up here on this lake, halfway up the lake at dusk. In the vain hope that I might actually find something. I had that bream last night. I had another one that dropped off about an hour later, and then it's been really quiet all night. Heard a couple of fish show out in the open water, but nothing spectacular. And in the last 5 minutes or so, I've just seen 2 shows just by my left hand rod, so it's starting to look considerably better. That's it now. I'm going to be here for about another hour and a half and then packing up and going home, and hopefully if I get anything I'll show you. Well, good afternoon. You joined me back down on the little lake on the club lakes. It's been a while. I think it's been 2 weeks since I've last been fishing because of work and the weather. This time last week this place was under snow and frozen. But now we've had some immense weather all week. It's been near double figures. It's been double figures today. It's not dropping much below double figures tonight. And it's pretty windy, wet and wild. So it's the weather is immense. I've got down here. I've done a few laps of this little lake. I haven't seen anything. So I've just set up in an area that I know that they should come through. I've put 2 rods out into 2 areas that I fancy for a bite. And this time I've put a bit of bait on both of them. And that's it really. Update done. Right, good afternoon. It's Wednesday afternoon. As you can see, I'm back down on the club lake. I've basically put a little tiny bit of bait in, got 2 rods on it, and I've been sat on it for about an hour. Right, good afternoon. It's now Friday afternoon. Nothing happened on Wednesday. I've been down here for a couple of hours now. Literally just got the rods in though. And it looks as though everybody's come out with the sun because the big lake's getting quite busy. I've heard of a couple of fish coming off there last night, which is always nice, but I'm on here now. Until the little fish go in, I'm going to be sat on here. Right, good evening all. It's Thursday night, and lucky old me, I'm fishing again. As you can see, I'm back down into the same swim, and it's a case of fingers crossed, and we'll see what we can do. I'm here for the next 2 nights. And so the plan's pretty simple, 2 out on the spot and we'll see what happens. Right, good evening. It's just coming up on 6 o'clock at night and I'm losing the light fast. I've literally been sat down for about the last 10 minutes, so I thought I'd better say hello. Sat in the usual swim on here. I've done a lap around the lake, haven't really seen a great deal. Then I've walked my kit into the swim, thinking that I was just going to fish the normal spots, and I've seen a swirl off to the left and I've seen a fish show off to the right, so I've dispatched 2 zigs out onto them, and that's going to be it for the night really. Off lunchtime tomorrow-ish, so we'll see what happens. Right, hopefully I'll see you in the middle of the night. Failing that, I might see you in the morning. If I don't, it's not because I don't like you, it's just because nothing's happening. I've moved on to another club. I'm on a lake which is rumoured to hold a 30 or 2, a few 20s. Spoke to one of the bailiffs yesterday when I turned up and he said there's 60 fish in here. It's about 1.5 acres. and I'm currently sat in a little snaggy corner. Started off yesterday up the far end, next to some shallow water. Got bored, walked around the lake with the deeper, like you do in the winter when you're trying to find the fish, and found a load of fish down in this little snaggy corner. So I'll show you the swim in a minute, and yeah, hopefully I might actually catch one in March. Okay, good morning. You join me on another one of my club lakes. Today I am tench fishing. Storm Gregory's going through, so I've put myself on the back of the wind, hidden away. I've got a little floating island out in front of me. I've got two rods just out and alongside that with little paternoster feeder rigs. Story so far this morning is I've had indication straight away on worm hook baits, and I've ended up having two rod and a skimmer so far, all small stuff. So now I've changed over to plastic hook baits and a boilie on the other one, and we'll just see what happens. Got a little 10mm wafter on my right hand rod. Left hand rod's got a couple of fake maggots, but it's going to be regular casting, keeping the bait going in, and I might get a tench by the end of the day. I've only got a few hours though, and then I'm off. But yeah, it's just a bit of a fun day really, just chill out after the stress of the last few days. That's you, update done, and I shall show you if I have anything else. I'm going to have a brew now. Speak to you in a bit. There you go. Right, here we go. I've just managed this, 8 pound 10 ounces, just 2 ounces short of the club record. Also had a 6.5 pounder whilst I was sorting this one out, so it's not a bad night so far. It's just gone 11 o'clock, so I've got a few hours left. I'm going to put two rods on the spot and I'll tell you all about it in the morning. Right, good morning. It is now 7:30 on Saturday. The story of the night goes that I got down here dusk. I've decided to bream fish for the night. I've put two rods out on a spot out in front of this swim over a bit of bait, and by about 9 o'clock nothing had happened, so I switched the rod over to a method feeder and pinged it off to the left a bit into an area where I know the fish are holding up. Where the carp are holding up, and where the carp are, generally the bream are as well on this lake. At 10 o'clock I had a bite on my right hand rod over the bait, and that was an 8 pound 10 ounce bream, which is a personal best for on here. Not quite my PB, but it's 2 ounces off the club record, so for that to be my first fish, they've got to be bigger in here. Whilst I was sorting that fish out and getting the photos taken and everything, my other rod was away on the method feeder, and that was a 6.5 pound bream. So I think what had happened was, I've had that fish on the right hand rod, and as I'm playing it, the shoal's moved, and then I've picked up that lone fish on the left hand rod, just randomly. It's just stopped off and picked up the method feeder. Throughout the rest of the night I put a bit more bait in and fished two rods on the spot. Nothing happened there. This morning I've now put my left hand rod on a method feeder back out into that area where I had the second fish from. I've had a tufty on that so far, and just as I was recasting, a mid-20 common has shown about 2 yards away from where the feeder's landed, as the feeder's landed, so could be interesting. It's in amongst the fish, and let's see if I can't get one.